Hello, guys. So welcome to our yoga class today, and we just need a mat for this practice. So I'm just gonna adjust the mat so you can see. Grab some water. If you've got a playlist that you want to pop on that you like to listen to while you're practicing, feel free. And we are going to get started down on the mat. So just find your way all the way to lie down on your mat. And let's take this opportunity to arrive and to settle. Maybe closing out the eyes. Maybe taking a moment to be grateful for finding this time in your day to dedicate to your body, your mind, to your practice. Notice what kind of energy you're bringing to the mat. See if you can start to think about letting go of anything that's happened before this moment and anything you think is going to happen after your practice. Because all you're going to do for the next 45 minutes is focus on your breath and being kind to your body. And we're going to use our breath to help us keep present, to help us keep in the moment. So starting to think about taking a nice deep long inhale through the nose. And a nice long exhale. Filling up the lungs as you inhale. And letting go as you exhale. Having the sensation of breathing fresh energy and oxygen into your body. And just starting to let go of anything that you're not going to need for your practice as you exhale. Let's take 5 more breaths here. Each one longer and deeper than the one before. Excellent. Let's start to bring some movement into the body now. We're going to inhale, bring the right knee in towards you, interlace the fingers around the top of the right shin. Push the left leg away from you as you squeeze and hug the right knee towards the right shoulder. Every time you exhale, squeeze and hug that knee a little bit closer towards the shoulder. Freeze that shin where it is, and then let's start to circle into the right ankle and back the other way. Excellent. Release the right hand to the right knee, left hand to the left hip, and circle round into that right hip. And then back the other way. And then bring the right hand to the inside of the right knee and just open the knee out towards the side. So just starting to get a nice opening across the hip. And we're spending a little bit of time focusing on the hips because particularly if we spend a lot of time sitting down, it might be at a desk, or it might be driving around, or it could be sat on the sofa. Our hips really start to tighten up, and that can have issues for our lower back, our thighs, our knees. So we're just going to focus on opening up. As you inhale, bring the right knee back to center. Just give it one more squeeze. And then release the right leg all the way away from you. Maybe notice that even just after a few movements, you've got more space in the right leg. The right leg might feel longer than the left. Let's inhale, left knee in towards the body. Interlace the fingers around the top of the left shin and squeeze and hug the left knee towards the left shoulder, pushing the right leg away from you. Every time you exhale, squeeze and hug the knee towards the shoulder. Take in one more deep inhale, one more deep exhale. And then let's start to circle into that left ankle. And then back the other way. And then bring the right hand to the right hip, left hand to the left knee. And let's circle around that left hip. And then bring it back the other way. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left knee. Open that knee out towards the side. Maybe use the right hand to anchor the right side of your body down to the mat. Release the shoulders, release the head and the neck. Taking one more deep inhale here. And one more deep exhale. As you inhale, let's bring the knee all the way back to center. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then release the left leg all the way out to the right. Let's inhale, bring the arms all the way up above the head and come into a full body stretch. Point the toes, push the heels away. And then as you inhale, let's bring both knees back in towards the body. Wrap the arms around the top of the shins. Release the head down. Squeeze and hug those knees in towards the chest. Try and release the sit bones back to the mat. Excellent. Take the arms wide, push the palms down into the mat. We're going to let the knees go over towards the left. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale, back to center. Moving with your breath. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, knees to the right. Inhale to center. Next time the knees go up and over to the left, let the knees come all the way to the mat. Left hand to the right thigh. Right fingertips reach away. Gaze follows the fingertips. Try and soften the shoulders towards the floor. Excellent. Release the left hand. Inhale, bring the knees all the way up to center. And as you exhale, knees go over to the right hand to the left thigh, gaze over your left fingertips. So we're just starting to wring out the body here. And you can imagine just wringing out your body like it's a wet towel. You're squeezing out anything that you don't need, anything that you can let go of, anything you've been carrying that you can now drop. Take one more deep inhale. And one more deep exhale. Releasing the right hand, bring the knees all the way back up to center. Give yourself one more nice big squeeze. And then bring the hands to the back of the knees and we're going to start to rock forwards and backwards. So if this feels like too much, just roll onto the side and come up. If not, let's have a little bit of fun with it. Rock all the way up and down and do that a few times. Little sense of play until eventually you're going to come all the way up and find a seated position. So it's a cross-legged position. You can sit on a cushion if you prefer. Sit bones grounding down, head reaching up towards the ceiling, shoulders are relaxed. And we're just going to take a couple of moments to notice how the breath travels through the body. So bring one hand onto your chest and one hand onto your belly. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is long. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel how the belly and the chest move as you inhale. And how they move as you exhale. And we're just going to do this 5 more times. This is a really nice way to calm the body and the mind. Very simple breathing exercise. Wonderful stillness. Let's bring the hands to the hips. So just really think now as you breathe how the sides of your body expand and how they contract. Feel the bottom of the rib cage moving as you inhale and as you exhale. Just 3 more breaths here. Wonderful. I'm just going to show you this next one from the side. Bring the right hand onto the belly and the left hand onto the back, but in the same spot where your right hand is. So if you could squeeze the hands together, they'd be able to touch. And just notice as you inhale how the back moves. And as you exhale, feel that expansion and contraction. 3 more times. Excellent. Release the hands to the knees and just cross the legs the other way around. Take the arms beside your hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. Gaze goes up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Right fingertips come back behind you. Left fingertips to the right knee or thigh. Push down through the sit bones. Reach up through the head. Suck that belly button in as you take the gaze all the way around past the back shoulder. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, right hand to the left knee, left fingertips back behind you. Suck that belly button in. One more deep inhale. And one more deep exhale. As you inhale, reach the hands all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're going to start to reach forwards. Place the hands on the mat. Come into a tabletop position and just come back so that you are in the middle of your mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's take cat and cow pose. So as you inhale, belly drops, sit bones go up, gaze goes up. As you exhale, arch through the spine, suck the belly button in, tuck the chin. Inhaling, belly drops, sit bones go up, gaze goes up. Exhaling, reverse. Moving 3 more times here with the breath. Excellent. Find your way to stillness. Let's tuck the toes under. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, push the hips back and up. Start to lengthen into the spine. Have a softness in your knees so you can really flatten the spine. Bend through one knee and then the other. Maybe take the gaze under opposite armpits. Maybe start to walk out some cracks in those ankles, warming up the calves and the hamstrings. And then finding your way to stillness in this down dog. Rotate those armpits, strong through the arms, softness in the knees. As you inhale, let's look to the hands and step the feet all the way up to the outside of your hands. Turn the toes out to the side. I'll just show you from the front. Bring your elbows to the insides of the knees or the thighs as you start to let the hips sink down. And you can just start to transfer the weight from one foot to the other. Starting to really open up into those hips, but we're just being super gentle to start off with. Excellent. Release the hands down. Start to let the sit bones reach up. Heel toe the feet back to hip distance. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Head hangs heavy. And maybe grab hold of opposite elbows as you just start to sway. Let the head hang, any tension from the shoulders and the neck melting down towards the mat. Releasing the hands, push down through the feet, start to roll all the way up. Stacking the vertebrae, keeping the chin tucked until the head is the very last thing to come all the way up. Step your feet together. Release the arms beside you, push down through the feet. Spread the toes nice and wide, head reaches up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, let's take the arms wide. Gaze goes up, and as you exhale, hands start to come down through the midline of the body. 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Excellent. Make sure you're standing somewhere near the top of your mat. As we inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up, and as you exhale, let's soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down to the mat. So when yoga people say they can't do it because they can't touch their toes, well, we bend our knees. So bend your knees as much as you need to get the hands down to the floor to touch those toes. Inhale, straighten the legs and flatten out the back, lift up halfway. And then exhale, bend the knees, let the hands come down to the floor again. Inhale, taking the arms out nice and wide, gaze goes up. Exhale, hands come all the way back down through the middle of the body, back to those hips. Take a breath, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, take the arms nice and wide, gaze goes up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to the floor, bend the knees. Inhale, take the arms nice and wide, fill up the lungs. This time, as you exhale, reach the arms out parallel to the floor, step the feet to hips. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, lift the heels as high as they will go. Exhale, start to bend into your knees and slide the hips down. So you can stop wherever you need to stop, just try and keep the heels lifted. And you might find that you can slide the hips all the way down to the heels. Excellent. From here, push the heels down, transition into your chair pose. So you've got a bend into the knees, you're pushing your hips back behind you, releasing the fingertips up towards the top of the space that you're in. Excellent. Hands to prayer, prayer to heart center. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist to the right, hook the elbow to the outside edge of the right thigh. Try and keep the spine long and flat. And then see if you can step your left foot back into a lunge position. Excellent. If that feels too much, you can always drop the back knee down, but keep the twist through the upper body. The back leg is lifted. Try and keep the back leg straight. Excellent. As you inhale, we're going to step that left foot back up to meet the right. Unhook the elbow, prayer to heart center, push down through the feet, coming up to standing. Breathe. Excellent. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. As you exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lift halfway long spine. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms out nice and wide, filling up the lungs. Exhale, arms parallel to the floor, feet hip distance. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, lift the heels. Exhale, see if you can start to slide your back down an imaginary wall behind you. Stop wherever you need to, but you might find you can get your hips to the heels. From here, push the heels down. Find what we call our chair pose. Suck the belly button in, tuck the tailbone under. Hands to prayer, prayer to heart center. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist to the left, hook the elbow, suck the belly button in. Same as before, transfer the weight into the left leg and then see if you can step the right foot back into a long lunge. Remember, you can drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes if that feels better. Try and suck the belly button away from the thigh. Take one more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. Lovely. Step the right foot back up to meet the left. Unhook the elbow, prayer to heart center. Push down through the feet, come up to standing, breathe. Excellent. So you know where we're going. We're going to take one more flow like that. So we're warming up the body, but in a really nice, gentle way today. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. As you exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms wide, fill up the lungs. Exhale, reach the fingertips forwards. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, the heels high. Exhale, start to slide the back down an imaginary wall behind you, hips come all the way down towards the heels. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to prayer, prayer to heart center. Exhale, twist to the right, hook the elbow. Nice. Stepping that left foot back, find your lunge, you know where you're going. So here's where we change. Unhook the elbow, bring the prayer back to heart center. You're in this lunge position. Transfer the weight into the right foot, release the arms beside you, and see if you can start to lift up that back leg. The more you start to fold forwards from the torso, the more the back leg starts to lift up until maybe you can find a capital letter T shape. Left hip in line with the right hip. Warrior 3. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Try not to drop the left foot. Bring the left thigh parallel to the floor. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. You can stay here or start to open the chest towards the right hand side. Maybe gaze follows the fingertips. Excellent. Bring the right hand all the way back to center, avoiding any light fittings. Hug the left knee in towards the body. Point the toes. Release the fingertips up and extend that left leg in front of you. Lift it nice and high for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the foot. Release the hands. Just breathe. Notice how the breath is. Notice how the body feels. So let's
Same thing on the other side. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. Exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms nice and wide, fill up the lungs, gaze goes up. Exhale, reach the fingertips out in front of you. Inhale, come onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Slide the hips down an imaginary wall behind you. Hips come all the way down to the heels. Inhale, find your chair pose. Lovely. Hands to prayer. Prayer to heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Hook the elbow to the outside edge of that left thigh. Suck the belly button away from the thigh. Step the right leg all the way back into your high lunge. Unhook the elbow, prayer to heart center. Push down through that left foot, release the arms beside you. See if you can start to lift up the right leg. So just imagine having one straight line with the body and the leg. And if you can, start to tilt the body forwards and lift the back leg up. This is your warrior 3, 2 breaths. As you inhale, they're slowly going to come all the way up. Try not to drop the foot if you can help it. Right thigh up, parallel to the floor, hands to the hips. You can stay here or reach the fingertips up. Option to release the left fingertips back behind you, twisting and opening. Gaze goes back past the left fingertips. Inhale, bring the arm all the way back, hugging the right knee in towards the chest. Point the toes, release the fingertips up, extend that right leg out in front of you, lift it nice and high for 3, for 2, for 1. Release the foot, release the hands, breathe here. Just connect back to your breath. Slow everything down. Excellent. So for our tree pose, we're going to ground down through the left foot. Right foot comes to the side of the ankle on the floor, the inner shin or the inner thigh. Tuck in the tailbone under, hands come to prayer at the heart center. We're pushing down with the foot, so you're lifting up with the crown of the head. On an inhale, you can let the hands come all the way up above the head. Separate the hands to shoulder distance. First finger and thumb come together and just circle through the wrists. And back the other way. Finding stillness here. Hands to prayer. Prayer to heart center. Release the foot. Release the hands. Breathe. Same thing on the opposite side. Left foot to the side of the ankle and the floor, the inner shin or the inner thigh. Tuck in that tailbone under. Same as before. Option to release the prayer up. Separate the hands to shoulder distance. First finger and thumb come together. Maybe circle the wrists around. And then back the other way. Excellent. Find your stillness. Hands to prayer. Prayer to heart center. Release the foot. Release the hands. Breathe. Nice work. Stepping back towards the top of the mat. Let's inhale. Take the arms wide. Gaze goes up. And as you exhale, soften into those knees. Reach forward. Fold forward. Hands come down. Inhale. Lift up halfway, just like we were practicing before. Exhale. Hands to the floor. We're going to step the feet back
into a downward facing dog. So we've been here before, so you might find you can find stillness here. Trying to lengthen the spine, pushing the hands down as much as you're reaching the hips up. You can stay here, or as you inhale, just let the right leg lift. And you can stay here, or you can bend the right leg towards the ceiling, opening up across, pushing both armpits down towards the floor. Excellent. Inhale, lift to the hands, step the right foot all the way up, in between your hands, help it along if you need to, dropping the back knee down, untuck the back toes. Hands come all the way up onto that right thigh. Lovely. Right knee stacked above the right ankle. You could stay here or bring the hands back behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, let the fist drop as the gaze goes up. Excellent. Bring the hands to the hips. Push the hips back in line with that back knee. Straighten out the right leg. Flex the toes up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, start to fold forwards from the hips. It might feel good here. You might want to work here, or you might want to bring the fingertips down to the floor, or maybe start to walk the body down over that right leg. Taking 2 more breaths. Excellent. Start to walk the hands all the way back up to the hips if they're not there already. Bend into the right knee. Allow the hips to drop down towards the mat again. Excellent. We're going to bring the hands down to frame that right foot, tuck the back toes under, step the right leg back to meet the left. You're back in your downward facing dog. And we're just breathing out here. So you could stay here, or same as on the other side, maybe lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. You could stay here or start to bend into that left knee, stacking the left hip on top of the right hip, opening up across the hips, but try and keep the chest pointing down towards the mat. Keep pushing down into that left armpit, the left hand. As you inhale, look to the hands, step your left foot all the way up in between the hands. Help the foot along if you need to, and then drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. Bring the hands up to rest on that left thigh. Lovely. Shoulder relaxed. You could stay exactly here, or you could bring the hands back behind you. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulder blades together, fist comes down, chest starts to open, maybe gaze goes up towards the ceiling. So you've got this sensation that the fist and the hips are dropping while the head and the chest are lifting. Excellent work. Inhale, come up. Bring the hands to the hips. Push the hips back in line with the back knee. Flex the left toes up towards the face. Try and straighten that left leg. And as you exhale, fold forward. So maybe from the hips. Maybe this feels like enough today. Maybe coming onto the fingertips, maybe coming onto the hands, maybe softening the forehead towards the shin. Two more breaths wherever you are. And as you inhale, slowly start to come all the way up, hands to the hips. Bending into that left knee, sink the hips down low again. And then release the hands down to frame that left foot. Tuck the back toes under, left foot steps back to meet the right. Downward facing dog, breathe.
Take the knees down to the mat, take them wide, probably to the width of the mat, toes to touch, and push the hips back towards the heels. Reach the fingertips away from you, soften the forehead down. On your next inhale, slowly start to walk the hands back in towards the body, keeping the chin tucked, rolling up through the head. And if it feels good for you here, just give yourselves a couple of shoulder rolls. And then back the other way. Excellent. Slide the legs out from underneath you and then shuffle forwards. And just make sure you've got enough space to roll all the way down onto the mat, keeping a bend in the knees. Right ankle crosses on top of the left thigh. You might just want to gently push the right thigh away, or you could wrap the hands underneath the left thigh and just start to hug that left knee in towards the body. Excellent. Releasing the left foot down, use your right hand to grab hold of the outside edge of your right foot as you start to bring the right knee down towards the floor. Right foot parallel to the ceiling. Left hand can be on the left hip, and maybe you extend the left leg all the way away from you. Just taking 3 more breaths. Excellent. Bending back into that left knee, bring the right foot to the floor. Take the arms a little bit wide, let the knees drop to the left, gaze over the right shoulder. So we just did a deep external rotation in that right hip. And so now this is the counter posture, just internally rotating into that right hip. On an inhale, let's bring the knees back up to center, gaze to center. Left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh. Maybe stay here, gently pushing the left thigh away. Maybe bring the hand underneath the right thigh this time and hug the right leg in towards the body. Try and relax the shoulders, the neck, the head, the jaw. Excellent. Release that right foot down to the mat. Grab hold of the outside edge of the left foot as you start to soften the left knee all the way down towards the floor and the outside of that left shoulder. Right hand to the right hip as you extend the right leg away. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just bend back into the knee. So your last few postures, just to let everything go as you exhale, to soften and relax even more. 3 more breaths here. Excellent. Bend into the right leg, left foot to meet the right foot. Arms go wide, palms push down, and just let the right knees drop over to the left and maybe gaze over the left shoulder.
As you inhale, bring the gaze back up to center, the knees back up to center, and give yourselves a nice big hug, just like we did at the beginning. Squeeze the knees in, maybe gently rock from left to right. And then we're going to extend the legs away from us, coming into our very final posture. You have made it. Let the feet go a little bit wide, maybe to the width of the mat. Toes drop out to the sides. Check the shoulder blades are underneath you. Palms can go face up and the arms can be a little wider than the mat. Maybe lift the head, tuck the chin, replace the back of the head to the mat. Nothing left to do here but breathe. Slowly starting to think about taking a slightly deeper, longer inhale and a longer exhale. As you inhale, start to inspire life back into your body. As you wiggle your fingers and your toes. As you exhale, rotate into the wrists and the ankle. As you inhale, let the arms come all the way up above the head, finding a full body stretch. And then release the arms all the way down beside you. We're gently going to roll over onto the right hand side. And then use your left hand to push yourselves up to a comfortable seated position. Closing out the eyes when you get here. No need to do anything else just yet. Take a moment to notice anything, everything that might have changed for you over the last 45 minutes. And as you exhale, just let it all go out the mouth with a big sigh. Knowing that wherever you are in this precise moment is exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice, for finding this time in your day to breathe and be kind to your body. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Take care.